to thank everybody coming out to the operations meeting on Tuesday, August 25th, 2026. So we're going to start with Tony taking roll call, then I'll ask for the minutes to be accepted.
Okay. Michael, I know you're here. I
Here.
just seen you. Olga, not here. Joyce, not here. David, not here. Ruth, here. Maureen, here. Laura, here. Tony's here. David Boas is here. John Timmerman is here. Bruce is here. Stewart's here. Mary Jane is here. So you have 3 absent of the committee, and you have 4 present of the committee. But if you include us, you've got a quorum.
Okay. I need a motion to accept the minutes and a second.
Motion made. Second.
Who did?
Michael and Laura.
Michael?
Yeah. And Donald's here. And any corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, minutes will be accepted as presented. And I'm going to turn it over to Monica.
Thank you, John.
Or you want to go Steve and Abby first?
I'm sorry?
You want to go with Steve and Abby first?
I've got a couple of comments I want to make first,
Okay.
if I may.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys for coming today. We've got slim pickings here, but I do appreciate each and every one of you being here because it is a very important meeting, one of our most important meetings of the year. I know it's not really the way you want to spend your afternoon, but we appreciate you guys being here for sure. We do have a special guest today. I want to introduce to you. Sitting to my right is Maria Frank, and she is from the corporate office, and she's been with us about 1.5 years, and we have big plans for her in the future, and I wanted her to come to this meeting today, experience it and see what it's about, especially given that it's a budget meeting and these only come around once a year, so it's a good time for her to join us. So welcome, Maria.
Thank you.
Okay, if you don't mind, for the sake of time, I've handed out the monthly reports. I don't really think it's necessary for me to go over these. They're the same reports that you get each month. Obviously, if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call or reach out at any time. So with that said, if you guys are okay with that, we'll just jump right into the budget if we can. Okay, perfect. I will just share with you in the very beginning, because I don't want everybody flipping to page 7 or 8 right away to see what we're looking like. So just a couple of brief comments about that. If everything presented in this budget were accepted, every single thing as it is, we would be looking at an operating increase in your monthly coupon before your contractual rent increase. We'd be looking at an increase of $6.53. You can't hear? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll repeat that. If every single thing in the budget were accepted as proposed, we're looking at an increase of $6.53 before your contractual operating rent increase, which another $2.26. So we're starting out at $8.79.
Monthly increase?
Monthly increase.
Increase with WPRF.
Yes, ma'am.
$8?
If every single thing in the budget as presented is approved. So I apologize, we're going to jump around a little bit today in the interest of time so that we don't have Abby and Steve sitting here waiting for us to get to that point in the budget. So we're going to let them go first and go over the entertainment related income and expenses.
Hi, everybody. If you, on the front page, would go to line item 8, you will see that which you have already approved during my March in 2026 meeting when you approved the current season that is on sale. We had projected to bring in this current fiscal year 234, we're projecting that we bring in 235. We are ahead of that, but we never know, so we want to err on the side of caution. There is no huge, line item number 9, which is dances, the income, we have kept exactly the same as this current year. Again, even though we are ahead of the game, we try to err on the side of caution. If you go to page 2, line item 41, we're gonna have Steve, as soon as I'm done, explain all those items to you, because technically I'm not savvy enough to, I can explain it, but I don't know that I can answer any questions, so I'd much rather you have the expert. Line item number 64 on page 3. Again, $1,300, proposed budget, nothing changed from the previous year. Number 65, entertainment meals, and that's like pretty much backstage, all the performers that we feel, we lowered it by $500. It's probably just, it's never comparing apples to apples, it's apples to oranges because we have different shows every year. Page number 5. This is your, again, this has been pre-approved during my March meeting, but I just want to run over it. Line item number 82. We had projected $294,585. Next year we're proposing $300,605. The dances, $25,900 versus $25,450, so a tiny bit less. The movies, there is a significant difference in the expense. And that is because, if you recall, Movie Film Service midstream went out of business. And my department, my staff has taken on full responsibility of doing all the work for the movies. And so we have saved a fortune of money in doing so. So you'll see we're only budgeting about $14,500 versus $21,000 previous years. Line item number 90, we have gone down $10,000 from $40,000 to $30,000. Part of that is we used to put the season brochure in the UCO paper. Newspaper, we don't do that anymore, where they were delivering it. So part of the expense was that. We're just not spending as much on entertainment publications. Line item number 92, comparable, $200 less. There must be one less show in this fiscal year because of a holiday. I do want to let you know, for those that go to the theater, we have 2 wonderful MCs, Maurice and Janae. Maurice is leaving us, unfortunately. We're devastated. We had some money in the budget that we were able to offer him a few more dollars, and unfortunately, what he asked for is not something that we can pay. So he loves his job, but he has a full-time career, he's getting older, he wants a life on Saturday nights, so we will be interviewing, but Janae, at the current time, is staying. Ticket sales and expenses, unfortunately, it's gone up about $6,000. It's due to our subscription with Audience View, which is our ticket program, and merchant services, and a variety of reasons, but it's not a huge increase. Line item 6, miscellaneous entertainment. It went down $200. Those are all the professional organizations that I belong to. Florida Presenters, NAPAMA, and APAP, which is Association of Performing Arts Presenters, which is the conference that I go to. The conference season starts September 14th, so I will be attending a conference in Gainesville, and then another conference in January. We will start in September to buy for the 27-28 season, if you can believe that already. I think that's all my line items. On the income line item, we did take into consideration the 25 cents, if you recall that conversation. Previously, that's taken into consideration in here. How it lays out in the budget, that's irrelevant, right? But we did take it into consideration. So we're hoping that, we have a good season. We've had a pretty nice summer attendance. Is it Baywinds?
Yes.
Baywinds, which is your neighbor. They have bought a substantial amount of tickets. From everything that I understand, they're polite people that come in here, they're nice, there's been no issues with security. And I hope that I appreciate that you all were open-minded, and if other communities come to us, I hope you're open-minded again, and let's see if we can get some more attendance in here. There's nothing else I can do. I can't advertise on the outside. I'm hoping, and feedback I hear is that they're loving the shows. So I don't know what else I can physically do. So hopefully word gets out to these other condos nearby or homeowners associations. We talked about, Steve Cohen is going to speak to you about his lines, and he can educate you, as I said, more than I can. Where is the?
We need to go to, page 2,
Where's the
line
camp?
41, is you're referring to an exhibit.
Where'd you put the candles?
I'm sorry?
We had the candles.
You're there.
Oh,
Line 5.
okay. The only thing I want to add that Steve won't talk about is the candles. Many of you have seen candlelight concerts, so I'm going to try one. It's $300 of this money, of this $4,300. It's only $300. Well, we are going to share 900 candles with the other Century Villages. So we'll take your 300 there, and Boca and Pembroke's 300. We're going to try a candlelight concert this year. Hopefully it's successful and everybody loves it.
Is that Michael DeMore?
It's Michael DeMore,
He's
and
fabulous.
he's creating a show specifically. I don't know, I had this idea and I'm like, who can I go to make this idea happen? And so I did. So every year we would continue, but we will share your 300 with the 600 from the other villages and vice versa. So your stage should look really, really nice. So Steve, take it away, please. Yeah, we'll put that in next year.
Yeah.
Okay, so, the line item 1, is everybody?
Can everybody flip to
What
the
page?
first exhibit following page 7, I believe it is? Yes.
Yes, page 7.
Following page 7, exhibit A, entertainment maintenance, that's what Steve's gonna review now.
Okay. Everybody ready? Yeah, okay. So, line item 1, we have 5.
What page?
The next page after page 7.
Exhibit A.
Oh, I have, okay. there-
2027 budget,
Yeah, that's
exhibit
it.
A, line 78-12033. Oh, he doesn't have this? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the same thing, same thing. Let me know, I'll wait, let me know when you're ready.
I think everybody's ready. It seems like everyone's ready.
Yeah, we're good? Okay. So line item 1, we have 5 automated lights that illuminate the performers, and they also, those are the lights that project the patterns, stars and et cetera. 2 of them are non-functioning, and they're approximately 15 years old, and unfortunately they're not repairable anymore, they're obsolete. So we're down to 3 at this point. So that's what line item 1 is to start replacing these automated lights that illuminate the performer and also project the patterns that move from side to side, stars, move to various patterns. So that's what line item 1 is.
Steve,
Yes.
is that the one that's reflected on the curtain?
No, I'm gonna get to those later.
I'm sorry.
We have 2 types. The one type that comes from the front that makes all the patterns, and also sometimes we use them to illuminate the performer themselves, but more importantly, those are the ones that do the patterns that
Okay,
move.
thank you.
Those are the ones that 2 of them out of 5 are no longer working, and the company no longer repairs them, supports them, etc. And they're about 15 years old. Oh, is it 2 or 4? Okay, I made a mistake. There's 5. But regardless, 2 are not working.
Okay, right.
So that's, the cost is for 2, and the wiring, the infrastructure, is more that goes with it. I don't want to bore you with all the nuts and bolts of it.
The 5 covers
replacing 2. I didn't want to hit, yeah,
Okay, I
because
didn't
3
know
are
if
still
it was
working.
one per, I mean.
No, that replaces 2 and everything that is needed in order to get these lights to work.
The infrastructure.
Yeah, we have to run wiring and all kinds of
No, I get it. I just didn't
backstory
know
stuff.
if
Yes,
that
it is for
was
2
that-
and everything to get them turnkey. Should I go on to another line? Yeah, okay. Second one, very, very important. Our 22-year-old assisted listening system, which is ADA mandated for us to have, is not outputting anywhere near the amount of volume that it needs to in order to be effective. For now, I've band-aided it where I'm way overdriving. It's basically what I'm doing now is like you're in your car and you have your accelerator to the floor at all times just to get us somewhere by at this point. It's really a Band-Aid. We're really not up to snuff of where we need to be for the ADA. So that system really needs to be changed.
Well, for someone who uses it,
It's
horrible.
yes. So, and the new system is today's technology. So that's what that is.
And today's technology could potentially last how long?
Longer than we need to worry about. Another 20 years.
Good.
Yeah, and I can get into the technology. It's actually pretty neat, but I don't know if this is the time or the place to do it. If you want me to, I will. No? Okay. Line item 3 is self-explanatory. It's to tune the pianos. Line item 4 is we have several shows a year, large shows like Reza, where we have a lot of equipment coming in where we use outside help for it. We probably won't use the full amount of what we have budgeted, but we always like to have a few extra shows for unknown. So that's for really large shows to get the equipment in and out, to unload trucks, etc., where one person can't do it. Line item 5 is basically a general fund for the theater. It covers mic stands, cords, anything, direct boxes, anything that may fail or need to be replaced or need to be repaired. A theater now probably has 700 items that we use between cords and stands and mics and DIs and cables and whatever. And so that's a general fund to replace all things as needed. Line item 6 is to repair, if needed, the colored lights that are above the stage, okay? So we have 2 different types of automated lighting. One, which I've already covered, and the second type is the type of light that produces all the colors that you see. Fortunately, the automated lighting that produces colors, they're still repairable. I'm not saying we're going to need repairs, but I think it's a good idea to have some money budgeted for repairs because they are 15 years old. And at our other venues, we've had to repair them. So it's very much possible that we could have a light or 2 needing repair. So that's what that is. That's line item 6. Line item 7 is to replace broken assisted listening receivers. However, if line item 2 is approved to replace the entire system, we do not need to replace the existing receivers for the system that we have. That makes sense. So that's all dependent upon if line item 2 is approved. If it's not approved, we need to have money in the budget to at least keep up with the amount of receivers that we're required to have.
Each theater, based on the number of seats, is determined how many receivers we must have by law.
Yeah, there's a calculator. So if we have 1,000 seats, you must have 40 receivers on hand. Approximately. That work. Now, if we have 34 and we have some out for repair, that's reasonable. But if we have 12, that's not reasonable. Line item 8 is to replace 2 non-functioning wireless handheld microphones, what you see here. 2 of them are no longer functioning, obsolete, they need to be replaced. Line item 9 are 2 boxes that we use on the stage in order to plug in microphones. That's called a sub-snake. And line item 12 are for light bulbs. The follow spot light bulb is very expensive, and regular light bulbs, if needed. We always have spares, but I need to have money in the budget in case we use the spares, so I can replace the spares and always have spares on hand.
And if I'm correct, we're $9,000 under budget right now for this current year?
Probably.
We're $13,000 under budget
Yes.
currently, so we did not do a lot.
Here, I'm done, so unless they have questions.
We are currently $13,000 under budget in this fiscal year 25-26. So we did not do a lot of repairs. So part of that is we're trying to bring everything up.
I just got a few questions, you know.
Okay, here, get the mic back.
I don't understand why we have a 15-year-old system that we're replacing now with a 22-year-old system that should have been replaced already or repaired already. Why do we hold out so long on?
Well, I was just made aware that it's not up to, I used the system 2 weeks ago, and I wasn't pleased with it. I didn't think that I think something happened to it over the past couple of months, where the transmitter effectively is failing. So I used it a couple of Sundays ago, and I was like, oh no. In fact, I even revised my budget.
You know,
So something happened to the system
line item
recently.
number 2, it's 22 years old, and it should have been replaced maybe 8 years ago, maybe? Why do we wait
Not
20?
necessarily, the technology didn't change up until a few years ago, so it was current technology up until a few years ago. What we would have replaced it with would have been the same thing, and that would have been a lateral move, and it was working fine. It was working.
Or any of
Easily.
the line items that are in the budget this year should have been taken care of last year? Or is that why we're below budget 13,000? Or we just?
I assume we're below budget 13,000 is because, for example, on line item 4, I have extra shows budgeted for load-in help, which I didn't need. Okay, that, and I don't have my last year's budget, but thank you. Yeah, so I didn't need any repairs to automated lighting. Okay, so right there, that's $4,000. I replaced some of the assisted listening receivers. I don't recall the count. And light bulbs fail, or not fail.
All right, well,
Yeah,
I have a question.
sure.
Since we're $13,000 under budget currently, could we, in October, put a deposit on the assisted living, the hearing, assuming you approved it? Could we put a deposit from this current budget, where we have the money for the assisted living, either one, for the lights, it doesn't matter, for the lights or the hearing impaired?
Yeah.
Either one, so $13,000 would be half of the line item number 1. Could we put a deposit, and then we would only be carrying over $13,000 into next year's fiscal budget?
Not if you make a deposit in this year. If you are spending money in this year, that number has to be revised.
Correct, but what I'm saying is we would give a deposit of the 13 that we already have in this current budget,
the
25.
money that we saved in 2020.
And then we would do the balance in 26, 27, but the balance would only be 13,500 versus 26,500 for next fiscal year. So if you approve that line item, I think it would behoove us to spend the money that's currently in the budget for a deposit, because we're gonna have to give a deposit anyway, and then we can get the system.
Yeah, actually, this is 7.
No, I'm talking about the lighting.
The lighting.
Either one, it's irrelevant which one, but I'm just using 13,000 because it's a $26,000 expense. Everybody follow what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And assuming you want to go with this expense, do you agree with the concept of putting a deposit of this current budget to lower next year's?
Yes.
If in October that
Sure.
money's still there.
Correct.
Yes.
They're good
Yeah,
till
that's a-
October
that's a small
31st.
move.
Yeah. Okay.
So then that would reduce that quite a bit.
That would
Yeah.
reduce this line, yes, it would
So
reduce.
line item 2 would reduce it quite a
Almost.
bit.
Almost.
Yeah, the whole thing,
Big part.
Line item 2, yes, and then remember, not only reducing that, you're also taking away line item 7.
Right, you're right.
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
So-
That's good.
Yeah, it would be a
that's-
significant
right. It
savings.
would pay for line item two,
Good idea.
almost.
So, just bear that in mind when you're, I don't know what you're approving today, or if you're approving anything today.
We're proving as we go.
So if,
like
so
we normally
before
do.
you do any, before you approve, do you have any questions on anything I went over, or anything that Steve went
I
over?
need a motion to use the $13,000 from this budget,
I make a
so it
motion.
reduces the budget next year.
Second,
I would, yeah, okay.
Okay,
I second
So
it.
Joyce
no, it's
and
already,
Ruth.
it was already
Wait,
wrote.
whomever.
either.
Ruth, Joyce.
And we can use it for any line item,
Yes.
assuming you're approving the entire budget right here. It's the Exhibit A.
So we're gonna be approving the 13,000, but we're gonna be taking it up to 17,000, also saving that 3,000.
Correct.
Yes,
Okay.
I have to get mine.
So now you need, for all entertainment items, I guess you need to,
Okay, are we voting on this now, John?
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right, let me just get it. Okay, so, a motion by Joyce and seconded by Ruth
Can't hear you.
to approve,
all entertainment line items.
oh, use the mic.
I'm sorry, I thought I was. And to approve 13,000 from this year's budget,
Provided that it's still available in October.
provided that it's still available in October. Still available. In October to,
Apply as a
apply
deposit.
the entertainment maintenance budget, right? Entertainment maintenance budget, all right. Budget,
Good move.
okay, all right. So, we'll take a roll call here. How about Michael Zazzle, how do you vote?
Yes.
Olga's not here. Joyce, how do you vote? Yes. David's not here. Ruth, how do you vote? Maureen?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Okay. Tony is a yes. David?
Yes.
Boaz? David?
Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Wow.
Didn't hear you. John Timmerman?
Yes.
Okay. Bruce?
Yes.
Stuart?
Yes.
Mary Jane?
Yes.
Okay.
And just for clarification, you should add an all other entertainment line items you're approving, like the expense of
Right.
Right.
Entertainment line items. Okay.
With the exception
Motion
of line
carries.
7. Right, that comes off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yes.
And I'll make the adjustment. Okay, motion carried.
And, good.
Anything else on entertainment? Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Abby.
Take care.
Steve.
I do have one other thing that I want to bring up while Steve is here, because it's above my pay grade. And he
And
is
mine.
very knowledgeable about this topic. If you could turn to page 4 of the budget, line 70, communications. This is a budget of $54,360 for the new year. A large amount of this, $31,560, is for the monthly charges for our fiber optic circuits that supports all of our networks and our IT functions for the clubhouse and the pools, as well as our VoIP phone. I'm sorry, as well as our VoIP telephone system in the clubhouse and emergency phones at the pools. Also, there's minimal money in here for Verizon cell phones and flip phones, primarily used by the maintenance staff. Miscellaneous other phone repairs and purchases, $2,000. The big thing here that's caused this increase in the proposed budget is the need for, to increase the bandwidth at the clubhouse from the current, it's currently at 100, is it megabytes?
Yeah.
Megabits per second, to increase it from 100 to either 500 megabytes per second or 1 gigabyte. And there's a big difference between the two. The 500 megabytes is at a cost of $1,500 total for the year, $7,140 at $595 a month. But the 1 gigabyte is additional $1,500 a month, so that adds $18,000 a year. And Steve can explain to you why this is needed. We're at 1 gigabyte in the other 2 communities and have been for years and years, but not at this community, so he can tell you why it's, at least some improvement is needed, and preferably to move to the 1 gigabyte.
So on my end, we all share the connection here, whether you're on Wi-Fi, the offices, the phone systems, etc. On my end in the theater, the immediate need is because, as you probably see, most shows now are using video, a video portion, component to their show. It's gotten so complicated that I'm asking shows to send it to me in advance, and then we load it into a program, make sure that it plays back, assemble it, etc., etc. These files are video files, full 20 gigabytes, 30 gigabytes. It's taking 3-4 hours to download, etc. The problem is sometimes when you download video, if there's a problem, it doesn't download and you have to restart it, etc. It's not like an email, which keeps on trying to send video when it's being downloaded. As you know at home probably, if you stream anything, it just keeps on going. You have to restart the whole program, etc. So that's why I asked Carrie, hey, is there any improvement? And he said, no, the issue here is the slow overall connection within the building. It's not just me, it's everything. Phone system, offices, everything that connects to the internet here is depending upon.
And all the residents of the pools connected.
Everything is connected to a slower connection. So now looking ahead, not this year, but possibly next year, we may not be able to get our movies physical on DVDs anymore. They're phasing those out. So that would mean that we're going to need to download in advance every movie that we see here.
Wow.
And it's not only take forever, we may not get the movie at all. So we're going to be canceling movies left and right because we get these movies from very small distributors, okay? They're not Netflix, or they don't have the infrastructure like that. So it's a small distributor, and they just don't have the servers that Netflix and things like that have. So, downloading a 4 or 5 hour movie for us to show in a day or 2 or 5, and it's just going to keep on trying and keep on trying and keep on trying and not be successful. So now that we're not at that point yet, but I can foresee that happening.
Yeah.
That's just my end of it. I'm sure other people have other issues with, or maybe not. Good.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking, I'm going to get nerdy for a second, I
Michael,
apologize.
slow down, please.
Please.
Essentially, if you're talking cross-network, you're also going to be dealing with stability issues, where if that's pulling that much, then you're going to reduce on the other sides as well. So, yeah, it's 100% needed. Even in here right now, at lower pull, where we're kind of testing it on a smaller level now, when you start going into those projections, it's going to force it.
Right, and how it works is, with a connection, is everybody waits. It's like a line, it's a queue. it's very fast, the queue, but nevertheless, I want something, so I have to wait for Monica to finish, and so forth and so forth and so forth. It happens very quickly, but you are waiting. When you have a small connection, everybody waits. But as more and more people come in here, video conferencing and iPhones and things like that, yeah, and it's become a necessity.
It's not like.
Data is a necessity
It's
now.
like a lot of people, it's that when something could crack, you know, you're ordering.
Yeah, you know, spending, just not getting what you want, or waiting, or not getting it at all, especially when it comes to video. You know, a text, you know, an email,
Right.
pretty small, lightweight, but videos, you know, takes a lot of resources.
Thank you.
Yeah. But,
Steve, Don?
sorry, go ahead, Don.
This is my 13th budget meeting.
Okay.
Believe it or not. DSL
I believe it.
Express has been, yeah, look at me. DSL Express has been in each one of these budgets. My question is, and this question has been asked before, has there been any effort to competitively bid this service, looking at other companies to see if we can get better service for less money? And I ask it this year because I'm seeing a $17,000 delta from the year over year. Are there other companies out here who can provide that service and perhaps do it for less?
We have, our IT professional has consulted numerous times with
Yeah.
Comcast, and it comes out being so much more expensive than anything that DSL
Oh, I have no doubt,
Express
but
is
there are
offering.
other companies, I'm sure, like DSL Express. For instance, at Yuko, we found a company to take care of our phones at a somewhat less amount of money. That's my question. Has any effort been made to competitively bid this service?
Not other than Comcast that I'm aware of. I mean, we'd be more than happy to if you want to share that contact information with us.
I'll show you, but perhaps this is something we can consider for the coming year. Look into this. This is a big difference, right? And
It is a big difference.
this
but-
is supposed to be getting cheaper, what they told me. You know, when they told me what the
They
future
told
was
us
going to be like.
Nothing's getting cheaper anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, just a suggestion, because
Right.
we've seen this vendor for many years. So,
Mhm.
that's all I got. Thank you.
So do you guys want to put this to the side, or you want to vote on it now?
Meaning that we're gonna bring additional bids.
We can, but I don't know that I'm gonna be able to get an additional bid in time for us to sign off on the final budget.
Perhaps for the next budget.
Mhm. Oh, certainly.
Okay.
Yeah, certainly for the next budget. But, I mean, whatever you approve here, you know, doesn't mean that we have to absolutely go with DSL Express. As long as the money's there, we could bid it out and possibly, you know, go with someone else. Michael?
To bridge on that, if you did upgrade to the 500 or 1 gig service,
Mhm.
that would only necessitate a 1-year contract. It wouldn't be overriding where we'd be bound to at the following budget cycle.
Correct. Is there any discussion about the 500 versus the 1 gigabyte? I mean, it is a big difference in price. Laura?
I'd say the 1 gigabyte, we have to enter the 21st century. We are so far behind. I mean, I come from a business background, and that was the first thing in our budget was to up everything so we could be productive.
Well, like I said, we've had that in the clubhouse in Boca and Pembroke Pines for at least the last 5 years.
And how's it all working down there? Everything's good?
Great, as far as I know.
And I
Right.
do like Sunday
See?
afternoon movies.
So, Monica, so if we approve the 54,360, we could still outsource it and get other bids and,
Of course,
okay.
absolutely. Does anybody want to make a motion?
I make a motion that we go with upping to 1 gigabyte in the clubhouse for an annual cost of approximately $18,000, with DSL Express for now, unless we get it later for less.
Thank you.
Are we approving the entire number 70 there for the 54,360? Okay.
Yes, please.
And was there a second to your Laura? Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Maureen, thank you.
You're welcome.
And John, whenever you're ready, I'll call for the vote.
Yeah, call for
Okay.
vote.
All right, Michael,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
Ruth,
Yes.
Maureen,
Yes,
Laura,
Yes.
Tony, yes, David Boaz,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
Stuart,
Yes.
Mary Jane.
yes.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, I just have one question. Can we immediately start looking for other companies?
Absolutely,
Just to get a number, so the next meeting, hopefully we have one back or something like that, so we can
certainly,
look at where the industry is and see if we're being robbed or we're saving.
we can,
All right, thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Look
Thank you,
forward to
Steve.
seeing
Thank you,
you
Abby.
at the shows.
Yeah. Thank you, Abby and Steve.
Thank you, Abby and Steve.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, I guess maybe the best thing to do, since Mr. Cruz is a bit busy as well, maybe we'll skip to the maintenance section. That starts on page 2, on line 39. Page 2, line 39 is furniture and flooring. We're asking for a budget of $34,000. $10,000 to replace the security desk at Hastings, $2,000 for miscellaneous office chairs as needed, and replacing the carpets in the billiard room with considerations for how we're going to manage that, the weight management with the tables, if we have to break down the tables and put the tables back up, everything else, so $22,000 for that, so a total of $34,000. Questions or comments? Okay. The next line, item 40, is mechanical equipment and maintenance. This is several contracts for your inspections for your fire sprinklers, $1,888 for the main clubhouse in Hastings. Your fire alarm monitoring, $3,057 annually. Your fire line backflow inspections, safety inspections, miscellaneous repairs to your fire alarm system, and also supplies and repairs for your art room, your stained glass room, and your woodworking shop. So a total of $12,371. Steve just went over line 41, so line 42 is sports equipment and repair. We're asking for a total of $25,500. For new rails for one of the pool tables, that's at $2,500. Resurfacing the shuffleboard courts, $20,000. Miscellaneous repairs for sailing and petanque, around $3,000. You will see that this year we are over budget on this line item, and that's because for the bocce courts, we had to add handrails for safety purposes that we had not budgeted. So for sports equipment and repair, we're asking for $25,500. Any questions or comments? Okay. Landscape improvement, line 43. There is an exhibit for this line. If you could turn to page 8, or exhibit A and B that we were just on for the entertainment. It's at the bottom of that page. Eva, I'm gonna let you take this over.
Yes. Okay, landscaping improvement. So I'm gonna pass some pictures around. Let's see. Well, maybe I'll save those for I'll save them for something else that's coming up. We have palms that have died back behind the clubhouse. They're big, beautiful date palms. So we need to have those removed and then also replaced. I've been given advice that you can't plant a palm where a palm died, so we'd have to go with like a hardwood. We've got to figure that out. So that's 7,000. River rock for drainage at multiple places, 2 loads and mulch, $2,800. Of course, always irrigation repairs at main clubhouse, Hastings, and pools, including valve replacement, conduit, PVC, etc. And that's at $2,500. And then we've got palm of choice that we use is the foxtail, and to keep them healthy and keeping bud rot from taking them from us, we make sure to treat them. And since we're going to be putting in more palms when we redo the Kent pool, we have 86 palms that we will be treating during the year at $2,100. And then Somerset Pool replace black border around the tennis courts. So we need to have rock there. We don't want the grass growing up to the courts, and then when they trim everything, you've got all the grass clippings. So the black border just needs replacing. It's falling apart, and the rocks are bleeding into the grass, which is never a good thing when they bring the big mowers around. So that's 2,000 for a total of 16,400.
Eva, I have a question, and it's around the Hastings pool. There's 2 palms that are there. One is on the Sloss Lake, and the one next to it is also on the Sloss Lake, and we keep waiting for it just to, is that included in this at all?
Well, I had noticed that, so
Okay.
we sent Marty Bugs over there to feed those palms, to shock them and see if they will come back or not, because yes, then they will also be removed.
Okay,
So we're trying to save them by boosting them with nutrients, but yes, we know about those.
okay, all right, just don't want you to know, all right.
Any further comments or questions? Okay. Line item 44, back to page 2, is lamps and light bulbs. This is replacing miscellaneous bulbs here and there at the clubhouse and at Hastings and emergency lights. We're asking for a budget of $4,000. Line item 45 is landscape maintenance. This is a place where you have various options to choose from. We've not been very pleased, I don't believe, with our current landscape provider, Yellowstone. So we have multiple bids for you to consider. We have a company called Grassroot Complete for $78,895. Maximum Services, $126,875. And another company called Gold Coast, $127,860. Mr. Cruz, you want to?
Well, Eva has asked me to, put it out to bid, so I did. We've been doing this for a while. We've been going with the lowest bid, and so far we have not been satisfied most of the time, so that's why you had me put it out to bid. So we have 2, legitimate contractors that we utilize in different areas. So as you can see, the 2 that we use in different areas are more than what we are with the person that we're utilizing here. And the scope of work is the exact same.
Dan, do you have any experience with Gold Coast or Maximum or the Grassroot Complete? Like, is there any, like, other groups that's used them, and who would you
Some of
like
them
to
are been
see?
used for Pembroke. Maximum is all over the Century Villages, all 3 Century Villages down Century, Deerfield, Pembroke, and Boca Raton. And the other one is new to us. I know that Eva has met with them, so I gave them an opportunity.
Well, what has happened in the past is we always go for the lowest price, and what we're getting is someone that's going to cut the grass and is going to trim the bushes and nothing else. I have photos to show how severely we're being affected by the fact that I don't have a company that's even going to come to me to point out any problems. They don't. Things are just dying. I have pictures that I will circulate. I also have these, one sec.
All right, so.
This picture,
It's taken on September 24, showing our shoreline. So when you come over that bridge and you look to the left, it looks like hell. We don't even look like we've got a landscaper, all right? Fast forward a year, yes, I'll give it to you, one sec. Same shoreline, it looks even worse a year later. And we have sent pictures, we have sent emails, I haven't, this is the shoreline on the south side as you cross over the bridge coming to the clubhouse. Thank you, Joyce.
Joyce, can we see them first?
Who do we currently use?
It's Yellowstone, okay? So, if we were to keep them, their price this year would have been about $90,000. That's where we would have been if we were to keep them. I don't care how many emails we send, it's not getting any better. You know, I sent them, really went after them last September, and they made all these promises. It's here in this email if anybody wants to look at it, and nothing. So what I'm asking for would be that we don't go with the lowest this year, that we actually, I would love to see Maximum come in. He's proven himself in Deerfield, Boca. Is he in Pembroke Pines? And Pembroke Pines. You know, I remember when I was in Deerfield and we presented this and they did choose Maximum. I can tell you that all these years later, he's still there. They were so happy with him. You what, Donald? You have something to say?
There's an old man spitting in his urn
And-
every second, every time you say the word.
Well, yes, so that was David Israel, and David Israel, he had a thing about the fact that they were named Maximum. So I would always say to David, but you hired a security company named Platinum. So I am asking, because we are losing our landscape, we've spent a lot of money on it. It's about curb appeal at some point, I've never been given that, so that's what I'm asking for.
Go over now, check the ditch, and make sure it's not pushed out a little bit.
Which one?
The ditch,
Oh. Tell David I'm sorry, but remind him about Platinum. But you'll see by the pictures, and again, it's terrible. We don't look like we have a landscaper. We asked them, this is just it's a ridiculous story. I asked them to trim the Italian cypress that I have on either side of the main entrance to the clubhouse. So you're supposed to stagger the heights, right? So we have 3 on one side, 2 on the other. They gave us a price, they trimmed one of them so that they're now all even length, even height, I should say. They don't understand, they have no eye for this, and it's,
blow and go.
there you go, blow and go, that's what we've got, but I'm asking for something better for a year. And if you're not happy after a year, we can certainly bring somebody else in for less money, but I'd like to see what Maximum can do, because if you go to Boca and Deerfield and Pembroke Pines, you can see the difference. And curb appeal, folks, I am a big one for curb appeal. I think since you gave me money to plant all these things to make us look like we're a, resort somewhat, that we would like to do something more than blow and go. That sounds terrible.
Eva, do you need a motion?
I think so.
I got a few questions.
Sure.
With the landscaping, is it in their contract that they should go around looking and reporting to us on things that should be done?
Yes.
And do we have somebody here at WPRF that also goes out besides you or Dan?
Yes, we do, and then we send emails. We need to pay attention to this, please look at that. Here's one of them, if you want to look at it. They make all kinds of promises and then they don't do anything.
No, you answered my question.
Yeah.
All right, so Donald doesn't get to vote, but I hope you will allow me the conceit of making this motion. I make a motion that we go with Maximum. Will anyone second my motion?
I second it.
Hold on.
Before you go further,
I got 2
I
questions about
like
that.
Maximum so much, why is Gold Coast here?
We had to get.
Why wasn't that in the proposed budget rather than,
What do you mean?
look at line, we're on line
Yes.
45.
Mhm.
You've got 127,
460, which is Gold Coast. If you liked Maximum so much, why is that not out there already?
And the price,
We just put the highest. We plugged in the highest. I mean, they're what, maybe $1,000 apart? So, but listen, the guys seemed very capable, but I know what Maximum can do. It's been proven over year after year after year. That's where I think we should put our money for the best outcome. I know what I've seen. I know what it can do.
And that's why I think that should have been here already, but okay.
Monica will make that change, real simple.
Okay.
now this is just for the clubhouse in Hastings?
It's all of our property, everywhere.
So the lakes, like I'm across from the guest pool, so I have my lake, and we've asked Seacrest, who does our flood, to lower the grass by the water because the alligators can hide in there. Not that they do, but they could, and I don't want to get bit, and I don't want my dog eaten. But they say they don't get paid enough and they won't do it.
And nothing around the lakeside is our
Yeah.
responsibility other than the properties that we have. But we
Okay,
do
so
have,
it's-
we do have a scope that we put out years ago when the
Geotubes.
geotubes were put in, that they're supposed to keep a certain height, not to go too low to affect the geotubes, that's all.
Right,
So,
not too low, but
that's-
not that you need
A crew cut.
sickle to get.
Right,
We,
right.
we called it a crew cut, maybe 6 inches higher than the rest of the grass to protect the geotube, but also give you a neat looking shoreline and that you could also still see the water.
Okay,
But we have nothing to do with your personal contract.
all right. No, I was just checking if we had something we could say to Seacrest, pay people more, mow the lawn, do something.
Fire them and hire somebody else.
Well, we're looking at it, but just,
That would be your decision.
Yeah. Just, Michael,
Second that motion.
thank you.
All right, so we had the motion by Donald and Michael seconded.
Dan.
Okay?
Thank you, everybody. You have no idea how happy you've made me. To me, this is Christmas come early. Thank
John,
you.
the vote, I'll do the vote.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll vote.
All right. Michael,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
Ruth,
Yes.
Maureen,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes,
Tony, yes, David,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
Stuart,
Yes.
Mary Jane,
Yes.
motion carries. Hallelujah, there you go.
I just have, going back to line item number 39, $10,000 for a desk.
You know, if
Can we
you,
go to Goodwill and get one?
no, we can't do that, but I don't know if you've been to Hastings and if you've seen the desk.
Console desk.
Yeah,
So
it'd have to be specially made
it's
for
falling
that
apart.
area.
It's falling apart.
Well,
It's-
again, remember, we'll come back to this one here because we're gonna be discussing Hastings again, okay? We'll tell you what's happening in Hastings, and if you go forward with that one, then this one will be making the change.
But it's a very small spot that, you know, they were able to put it in because they put it at an angle.
And that's a protected, it's not an actual, you know.
So I don't know if I need to have something made, we've looked online, but what I'll tell you is, I also had a company come that also fabricates. I don't know where the cost is gonna come in, we're gonna try to do it inexpensively, but I wanted to at least put enough money on the line.
Can we give them a folding table or something?
So anyway, I can't, listen,
No,
if we don't need to spend it, we won't.
no, all right,
All right, I just don't know which direction we're gonna wind up going.
okay.
Next line item is 46. This is a new budgeted line item that we're going to call pool maintenance labor. This is being added because we have been speaking to our lead pool tech. He's actually our only real dedicated pool
Yes.
tech right now. That is the oldest employee in all the Century Villages. He's been with us how many years?
55.
55 years.
Five like me.
Yeah. And,
Lately,
yeah, he's gonna be leaving us, so, we do believe that he will be retiring in May. And following his retirement, Dan has made the decision that he would like to subcontract the pool sanitation, which we do 100% in Pembroke Pines and have done for many years. So, and Dan has a bid from Dos Santos, who is our contractor that takes care of all the pools in Pembroke Pines.
And we could put it out, again, we're just putting a bid, the pricing in there. He does do the work, and the reason I'm doing this is just labor. We've done this in Pembroke Pines because, again, the labor and the medical, everything that has to do with that, it evens out a little bit, but if we're not satisfied, we can just get rid. Right now, we have a lot of work to do on our pools. We're redoing our pools, and our maintenance staff is the one that's actually helping in because we have only one pool. We have the position for two. It's been hard to find somebody, okay, at the price range that we want them also.
And the liability shift is
The liability shift, but you're gonna see a lot better improvement. You can see it down in Pembroke Pines, okay? You go down there and they have a total of what, 27 commercial pools, okay?
Have
So we have,
24 satellite pools.
and they're able to do certain things too that I have in the specification where they could change the tubing, not just the labor. We just provide the chemicals, okay, and they provide all the labor to maintain the pools. You know? But the way prices are going up with minimum wage and incomes, it's to me the best way to go in the future for taking care of pools.
So you're saying DeSantis?
Well, I'm saying a price in there, we could always put, Dos Santos will be, when we're ready to put up, because he's not going out until
It won't be until next June
next June, okay?
that,
So we will get with you, okay, and make sure that that's the route.
Get other prices, right?
But I'm just putting in a price there just so that we can get an idea.
maximum, they take care of it.
No.
no.
You know, we had money on the line to hire another person this year. We tried. We hired two. They didn't work out, and then we got nobody else that we would have even considered.
And it's been a real strain on Kevin.
Yeah, the maintenance
He's
department.
been working nonstop 7 days a week trying to help take care of pools, and it's not right.
8 months.
We're hearing this all over now. Sourcing general labor is becoming a real problem for
Yes.
everyone.
Yeah.
So the much more you could shift that, the better, as far as I know.
Just so that everybody getting an idea, I mean, years ago, okay, people used to pick people down the street here for about 150. These are not illegal people that are used for either the service industry when it came to landscaping. Any of those, they would pick them up. Now with the ice out there, they're gone. But to get one of those people now, it's about 250, and they're not even documented per day, okay? Just because they're afraid to come out, and if they're gonna come out, they wanna get paid for it. But that's how labor is going. I mean, I know everybody wants to, but this is not something that's gonna stop tomorrow, and it's gonna continue to increase in labor. So we gotta just come up with ways how we get, better ourselves cost-wise. Plus, it's gonna improve, honestly, like I said, he's been with us for a long time, but this is hard work. That's one of the hardest work jobs that we have here to maintain and take care of those pools with 90-degree temperature out there, and the chemicals.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay, line 47 is pool sanitation. This is the pool chemicals, the briquettes that we purchase and other pool chemicals needed. I'm expecting us to come in right on budget this year, but like everything else, the cost of briquettes and all pool chemicals is chlorine has really been going up, so I put a 5% increase in, so $89,300. Line 48 is pool area maintenance. This is another exhibit. So if you could please turn to Exhibit C, which follows the entertainment exhibit that we were looking at earlier. Pool repairs and maintenance, we have 8 items on this budget. The first thing is renovation of the Dorchester pool. Renovating the restrooms, adding an ADA unisex restroom. This includes painting the building, replacing the awnings, and a new roof. $246,000. Diamond brighting the pool, $38,400. Coping repairs, $15,265. And adding landscaping and a couple of palms, $15,000. Fencing has already been replaced, so it's a bit less than the Kemp pool that we're working on now, so a total of $315,000. Questions or comments? Okay. Line 2 is the main clubhouse guest pool deck, installation of the 4-foot perimeter, $97,756. Number 3, general repair and maintenance for the 10 pools, the interior and the exterior satellite pools, the main clubhouse, and Hastings, $65,000. Line 4 is continuing to re-sling the pool furniture as we do every year. There's a history there of what we've been spending in recent years. Just through July of this year, we've spent $17,000, so we're asking for a budget of $20,000 for next year. Line 5, engineering of the new circulation pump system for the resistance pool at Hastings, $10,000. Line 6, replacing the exhaust fan at the indoor pool. We've talked about this many times and kicked this can down the road a number of years. Dan's got some new information on that. We're asking for $7,000.
We were going to do something, trying to reroute it, but the pricing that we're getting with the ductwork and just in the 2 years of crazy numbers, so what we're gonna try to do there is just remove the exhaust fan from the inside where the noise levels are so high and switch it around to the outside, okay? And put a cover and just keep a grill inside there. That's the least expensive way to try to do what we, when I got the price of what I saw, I just said, no, there's no way. I'm not even gonna tell you because it's so ridiculous now, so. To put metal ductwork and bring it out through the wood shop, okay? So this is the least expensive way to try to get this thing done inside there. And of course, after we do that, we have a little touch up because of the painting and stuff that's inside there, because that's part of the core that's inside that we painted the whole exhaust fan there too.
Talk us to the mic, where was that?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
So, like I said, we got a price for redoing the ductwork inside there, going through the wood shop. It was very ridiculous. This is the least expensive way to go by putting the exhaust fan on the outside and then putting a grill on the inside. And like I was saying, you would have to do some touch-up painting after that in the inside. But that would eliminate some of the noise that they've been complaining about and still take care of the problem.
Will it be as loud as the one that's currently in there?
No, we're going to be a lot less because the noise level will be on the outside.
I know, it's beautiful in there, but for the noise, people can't hear each other, so, yeah.
It's true, yeah. Yeah, as you said, loud.
So you're going directly to the outside?
Yeah.
You're not going through the windshield?
No.
Wow.
But like I said, you don't want to know what it costs for metal ductwork at all to get through there, so it was crazy. But it worked out. It worked out for everybody, I guess.
You gotta see the drawings on the walls in the wood shop. It looks terrible. So I'm glad you're gonna go the other way. Good.
I just want to bring something up too on the really something to think about. Okay, is on the chairs restrapping. If you look at the cost that we do every year, okay, for restrapping, we really need to try to look and go back the other way of the other type of chairs. We had brought this up way back when we bought them, that this was going to be an expensive ordeal, okay, because of the sling back compared to a strap chair, okay. We have strap chairs in every other village, so this is the only one that we have sling. And your cost is very high because if you look at, you only have 5 satellites, and you're spending just as much as what we spent in the other 2 communities that have, 23 and 16 on strapping. So it might be something to look at next following year budget to see if we start changing out and going that route for expense-wise for maintenance.
Yep, Dan, the only issue I see with the straps is they changed the formulation on the material, and they don't last as much. They last 2 years tops in the sun beats them up.
Yeah, it's just a lot cheaper to restrap a
Who
sling.
does the restrapping, Dr. Strap?
No,
Sunnyland Packaging.
Sunnyland.
Sunny,
Yeah. That's the only thing. The old straps lasted 40 years and the new ones last 2 years.
Yeah, like I said, I'm only going by what I see in the other communities, okay? And again, we have more, a lot larger quantity than over there. And you're at the same level of, right? Basically 25,000 that we have.
Now we have to go back and rebuy those frames.
Well, we'll do it slow, like I said,
We
we'll
trash it, yeah.
we'll do one pool at a time, you know, that's what we do in every other village but just slowly start converting so that you get the cost down in the way of strapping, I would say. I know it does exactly what you're saying, Don, but in the long run, it does save you money because I can see what I'm doing now, you know, it's a lot of money. I'm just bringing it up because I'm seeing that, and it's a big cost, you know.
I could probably repossess a few of the old ones because when we switched over, a lot of people ran and grabbed them.
Did they really?
Yeah, and I kind of know where a few of those are.
Anodized aluminum, like gold color
Yeah,
with
they're
the
in the
white,
back of
yellow
those houses.
striping?
Oh, yeah.
It's something to think about, that's all. I don't want to hold up too much on it, but I just had to bring that up because I was doing budgets on the other one, and I'm looking at the cost, and I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money, you know.
As a larger woman, and I sit on those straps, I fall through. It's not a pretty sight trying to get me out.
Yeah.
But I'm
Well,
just
we'll
saying,
make
those
sure
are
that after you take to the
tires.
pool, we're gonna make it nice and tight there, for sure.
We'll put in a Hoyer lift.
I can envision you trying to get out.
Don't, it's ugly, it's an ugly picture.
The only scary thing about these things too, we were always, when we first bought these things way back, and me and Eva took a look, trip, this is like go back a long ways where we took a trip to the West Coast to look at these things, you know? But if they do ride out, at least if a strap breaks, you're okay, you still got more straps. If that goes, you're gonna go straight to the floor. So it's like, that's why we have to be careful when we have to change them out when we see any kind of dry rot, you know?
But interestingly, the frames are holding up like a champ. They're
Yeah.
solid.
Maybe we can look at something too and see if we could do something, you know, a little bit. Again, it's just a thought and we'll look into it.
It's for
a
next
lot of
year,
money.
so can we maybe by January start getting the numbers in?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we have the whole year to.
Yeah, we'll look
fall
at
into
different
account
ways of
and stuff
doing
like
things,
that.
you know, we'll look at,
Mhm.
sorry.
No problem. Okay, the next line item 7 is engineering for the Camden pool house renovation, $6,000. And the last item is replacing wooden benches with recycled plastic benches. Planning on purchasing 10 benches for $4,850.
And these are for the satellite pools, yeah. For the the bathrooms.
Oh, okay, I thought it was outside.
Yeah, I thought it was outside.
No,
Yeah.
no.
So that concludes the pool maintenance and repairs budget for a total of $525,606. Any further comments or questions? Okay. Then we can go back to page 2, where we're on line 49. This is for tennis and pickleball court maintenance. We're asking to resurface tennis courts 5 and 6 for $25,000. Miscellaneous supplies and repairs, windscreens and nets. We're asking for a budget of $28,000 in total. I could point out that we are over budget this year because we had to purchase replastic benches, recycled benches that we had not budgeted for. $28,000. Line item 50 is elevator maintenance. This is a huge increase because we're asking to renovate the main clubhouse lobby elevator for $70,000.
Thank you.
Mr. Cruz says this is a must-do.
It's time.
We're fighting with it.
60. It's original. That's all I can tell you. You know, it's a very well-used elevator and it's original.
So it's over 50 years old.
Over
Yes.
close to 60 years old.
Yeah.
And again, it's just the cab and everything, because we spent some money inside there with the doors, you know, we had to put that, I think every elevator had to do that, with the sensor of the doors, okay, which was a big expense that we put in. Again, I just think it's something that needs to be taken care of.
We also have a maintenance contract with Coastal Elevator for the clubhouse elevator that we're talking about and for the remaining lift at the Hastings. So between the two of those, you're talking about $7,000-8,000 for those maintenance agreements to take care of the lifts and elevators that we do have. Any further questions or discussion? Okay. Okay, line 51, janitorial contract. Of course, as soon as I finished printing these budgets earlier this morning, we received a new bid from a new janitorial contractor. We've had some issues with our recent contractor, and that figure is not reflected in this budget, because like I said, we just received the bid just a couple of hours ago. So the amount that's in your proposed budget right now is $374,000, which was the contract, is what the contract would have been with the company that's been our janitorial company for a number of years.
Quote, correct?
Yes.
Correct, yes. So we have a new contract that's been proposed to us for the next year for a price of, I want to say, $440,226. That's for 440 hours a week, paying the staff at $15 an hour, which is required minimum wage at this time, and paying their supervisor $19 an hour. So Dan's been working diligently over the last week or two and throughout the weekend, trying to get a replacement vendor in this community. So, Dan?
Yes, like Monica said, we are in a situation where honestly we're looking to get this turned around due to the fact that we don't know if this particular vendor that we've been using for the janitorial is going to be able to pay the staff for another 2 weeks. We've been told that, but we know that he has not received 2 paychecks. I don't see that being very, very difficult for him to do that, right? Monica, it's been 2 paychecks now, 2 pay periods?
So far, well, in Boca, it's been one, and it's been one here, but there's another one in AP for the next week, so, yeah.
So we're looking to try to get the transfer done by the 16th, even though our attorney has sent a termination letter to the 21st. But I think the faster that we do this before, and again, the reason I had put this out for bid for 3 other janitorial contractors, okay, down in Pembroke Pines, which is a very large facility. We know the prices have gone up. If we put this out to bid to these janitorial companies out there, it's a massive increase. We've seen the increases in the other communities, okay? This one here, because I just did the same scenario we're having in Boca Raton, okay? This one was totally underbidded, okay? So when we got the price from the same contractor for Boca, it was close. This one was definitely off by a massive amount of money here, you know? And it was not being, we are going up to 15 next month, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Minimum wage is $15 an hour.
$15 an hour in September, yes.
Okay. We need to make sure that the employees are being paid $15 an hour, so in the contracts it will specify $15 an hour. Also, the supervisor will be paid $19. Everything is going to be, so it's written down, okay, 100% documented down. We want to also separate the paper products, because I really don't know. We had it before altogether. I just want to do it for 1 year so we can track it and make sure to see exactly what they use, okay, in the off season, all right? And the season and the off season. We could put it together after we know exactly, but after hearing what I'm hearing, what's going on with this contract right now, I just want to check and make sure that we cross our Ts and dot our Is on everything that we're seeing and doing moving forward with any contract. We could always have a 30-day out, 60-day out clause on this, so if we're not satisfied, but I'm just looking to keep moving on. We worked on it very hard all the way to the last minute here to try to get the cost down and make it as reasonable as possible, okay, for you, to make this switch, which is a rush situation that's put in both Century Village in a really predicament, you know.
Are you happy with this bid? Is that what you're telling us?
I worked this as much as I could, okay, to get it down. Yes, I got everything in there, okay, to make sure it covers all the nights, days, and the hours. We are making them, this particular vendor, we're making them punch in and out so we can keep track of the hours, okay? I'm not taking any chances anymore on the night. I don't want to go into all this discovery that we made, but we've learned a lesson here, and we're just going to make sure that this particular vendor is following everything on the
So
scope of
it
work.
could be a one-year contract with the 60-day clause if we're unhappy and stuff like that, right?
Right, well, we, unfortunately, because the amount of money, we're gonna put a 3-year contract, not a 5-year, which you had with Globe, okay? With a 60-day out clause, because of the amount of money that they're gonna be putting out, okay? They're gonna be purchasing most of the stuff, or try to, I don't even know, some of it is, if it's good or not, that's up to the vendor. I was telling Monica, we need to have a list per the termination letter of all this equipment that's in here to try to make sure that we followed the attorney's procedures of what we have to do with the vendor that's actually going out and the new vendor that's coming in. So he's going to work with the old vendor to try to get the any supplies that he can from it that he thinks it's worthwhile, and then we move forward.
And Dan, just for the committee's benefit, are you happy with the service that's being provided in Pembroke Pines by this vendor?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And I'll be honest with you, it's a massive contract over there. The issues that they they do have little issues, nothing that you could compare to here. So it's a whole big different story. A person is here, he has multiple janitorial contracts around the area, city place, so they're pretty solid, and they can man up if they needed to make changes with the staff. We're hoping to keep the staff, but we don't know if everything is 100% legit. So we need to check everything out, and that's his job, that's his employees moving forward.
And just a reminder that this still includes the cleaning of Yugo, the guard gates, and also the laundry facility.
Yeah, most of the people here have been briefed at Monday morning staff meeting, but for those who haven't, Globe and the new vendor cleaned all the 4 buildings owned by Yugo, and at no charge. That's piggybacked onto the WPRF contract. We see no impact on service. It'll be seamless. Same, okay?
So agree with the motion.
Want a motion, Dan?
Yes.
I'll set the motion in place to accept this bid with this contract.
Could you state the motion, please?
The motion is to accept this contract, 3-year with the 60-day clause for 440, 326, I think.
226.
226.
440, 226?
Yes.
426.
426.
426, 440, 426.
426, okay.
126.
And 96
For
cents.
janitorial. Does this janitorial company have a name or no?
I saved you $1.
Yes, American Services Group.
And who made the motion,
Make
please?
the motion.
Second.
I thought, who made the motion? John. I was told that officers couldn't make motions, no?
Yeah. You shouldn't be making the motion, John.
Sorry.
Okay.
All right, I'll make.
Good catch.
Okay. Then, okay. So it'll be
Someone else gonna make the motion?
Laura.
I'll tell you.
Laura and Ruth, okay. All right, you want me to call for the vote?
Yes, please.
Okay. Michael,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
Ruth,
Yes.
Maureen,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Tony, yes. David,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
Stuart,
Yes.
motion carries.
Okay, ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay, going to page 3, line item 53, this is our air conditioning contract with our vendor of choice, Florida Cooling Group, for the main clubhouse in Hastings, $21,120. We're estimating 10 coil cleanings for $4,000. Also the maintenance contract for the cooling towers with another vendor, AIG, $3,875. And chiller maintenance contract with Debonair, $6,253. Plus the cleaning the condenser annually, another $3,038. So that's a total of $38,286 for those maintenance contracts. Line 54 is air conditioning non-contract. This is another exhibit. If you could turn to the bottom of the pool repairs and maintenance, you'll see the air conditioning repairs and maintenance, exhibit C and D. The first line item is replacing 3 air conditioning units. One is at Hastings on the second floor, a 10-ton unit, $32,795. Replacing the air conditioning unit, 6-ton unit in the art room and the clubhouse, and replacing the unit in the ticket office, which is a 3-ton unit, $22,495. The total of those 3 unit replacements is $84,285. Line 2 is to complete the main clubhouse replacement of the Johnson controls, especially the thermostat controls that were not replaced back during the HVAC project, $45,000. Line 3, replace the main clubhouse chiller, oil filter, and filter dryers, $30,706. Then we have our regular general repair and maintenance for the clubhouse in Hastings, $25,000. And replacing the UV lighting in the clubhouse in Hastings for a total of $9,200. So a total proposed budget of $194,191. Comments, questions, discussion?
I wanted to say one thing with the filter change, okay? That used to be half the price. So what I did, because it's a maintenance item, okay? And again, I'm making that call because I'm the one that actually pushed the maintenance on it, that we're doing it every other year. So it's not a yearly thing. I used to do it every year, but because of the rotation of the chillers, we don't use it so much on the winter, okay, that we go for one. I feel that the hours, and my discussion with the contractor, we could get by with doing it every other month. One thing that we've done, and I just wanted to let you know, some of the things that we've done with the chillers to keep them rolling a lot better. When we changed the chemical company that we did years ago, and thank you for letting us do that, when they open it up now, the chiller looks phenomenal inside. There's no corrosion, no deposit buildup, so the efficiency in the chiller is working very well. You got a very expensive piece of equipment out there, so doing what we're doing. So be changing it every other month on the oil changing. We're fine. I've okayed this with the maintenance, but it's saving. It went up double, so that's a lot of money, $30,000. Okay, change out those. It's a lot of work, but it's still a lot of money too. But I feel that we'll still get by and be able to take care of that. And just to let you know, just go out there and you can look this up on AI, whatever you want. Air conditioning products, it's just the way it is, you know? It's massive amount of money. It's gone up over the last 3 years.
Further comments, questions, anything? No? Okay. Okay, that brings us to line 55, back on page 3. This is the air conditioning controls. This is also a maintenance contract with a company called VAS. $19,200 plus uncovered expenses of $1,000, $20,200. Line 56 is pest control. This is our vendor Marty's Bugs for pest control for the annual service for the main clubhouse and the pools, both interior and exterior, including lawn control. That's $565 a month, so $6,780 annually. We also have an annual estimate renewal of $5,269 to renew our dry wood service for termite services. Our annual renewal of subterranean termites for the main clubhouse, $2,034. $5,000 miscellaneous dollars for pest control of beehives, iguanas, ducks, so whatever it is that's of a particular nuisance at the time. Also, midges at the main clubhouse shoreline, 4 treatments, $570 each, so a total of $2,280. Collectively, all those costs amount to $21,363. Next line, item 57, is maintenance and repairs general. Again, this, I promise, is our final exhibit.
Last page.
$858, if you could turn to exhibit E. Dan, I'm gonna let you take this.
Sorry.
Last page.
Exhibit E,
Going 3 different ways.
last page.
Okay. With this, we're trying to, over the years, okay, the main clubhouse parking lot has been, we've been doing a lot of engineering, been talking about this for many years. I feel, and I'm gonna tell you, I feel an unsafe condition when it comes to the handicap ADA parking that are in front of the bus areas, okay? So I was talking with Eva.
Can you use the microphone?
I was talking with Eva, and I just wanted to propose that we do like 1/2 of the parking lot, since it really needs to be built, a lot of cracks, a lot of trip hazards on the parking lot. And we could, when we do this, we could at least lay out differently the ADAs where it's a little bit safer. And down the road here, look into some place where we could position the buses. Since I heard today also that there was an incident that happened with one of the buses where it got too close. I guess a resident got too close with the sidewalk there, and the back end of the bus hit her as they were making, where those buses have to turn out where the island sticks out further. I guess the tail end of the bus must have hit it. I did not see the video, which I wanted to look at, and we want to see what, bring the bus out there to see if we could do that again to see exactly what happened there, and maybe we might have to readjust something there so it doesn't hurt anybody down in the future. But I wanted to have a meeting, and because I have diagrams and drawings that I'd like to show everybody on how we could do this, okay, without going so crazy in the way that we have to pull a master permit. We won't be able to do nothing because it takes away parking spots. So I'm just trying to do the overlay and reposition the parking spots so that the handicap is a little bit more accessible to the clubhouse, safer, than it is today. Okay, especially on the side when you first pull in to the right. They're sitting right behind the buses. Can't even imagine anybody pulling out that has ADA that we put right behind there. And there's no clear way of them getting from there to that sidewalk safely.
That's true, yeah.
Okay, so we're proposing this, and also Eva was telling me the front entrance, okay? And she's been wanting where the bricks right there in the front entrance where the curb is to be flush, so that it's I'll let her explain a little bit of detail on that, but basically there's an area about 22 feet that we're looking to lower down so it's flush, so that when they drop off, they're not stepping up to a curb.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, so, yeah, we did have something that happened. It was the very lead bus. So it has to pull a hard left to get around the bump out. That is the main entrance of where everybody drops off and picks up, so. I've watched the video numerous times. We've never had anything like it. I think if we just put out maybe some stanchions so people don't stand right at the curb on the sidewalk, that they would then, that bus would clear, because the back end the corner comes out a little bit over the sidewalk and then they go. But at the front, what we want to do is to take away that curb so that it is all handicapped access. All right, because right now, we have one little area. It's right as the bus would come around to get past the clubhouse. It is so dangerous because cars park there, they're trying to get that person out that's got the walker or the wheelchair, and it is just an accident waiting to happen. The other thing that we want to talk about doing is also getting the buses moved away from the clubhouse. And with this incident happening, this is going to give us even more drive to make that happen, find a way. All right, so in taking out that curbing, we'd also put bollards, because I could just see on a rainy day, somebody would pull all the way up to, drop somebody off under the overhang instead of staying there by the road. So it'll be bollards with lights on them for night, and it'll be beautiful for the clubhouse, it'll be safer for the residents, so that's part of it. And we just want to do this in phases, so maybe by doing the north side first, and then maybe we do need to do the circle, not paving because we did that, but putting in pickup for the buses in there and keeping them away from the clubhouse, and then tackling the south side and breaking up the cost a little bit. So as Dan said, we've had numerous discussions, but I said to Dan, before we retire, we have to be the ones to make this happen. Because we've studied it, we've lived it, so yes. Yep.
Okay, and again, we put a number in there. I tried to get vendors to come in. Petroleum, everything with asphalt is going up drastically too. So we're going to do, when we get to the section, that's why we'll sit and see exactly what we're going to be able to do, okay, with the pricing depending on what happens in a year from now, okay. But like she was saying, I would like to do that, what is it, the north side?
North side.
The north side, 100%, okay. And where there's some ADA parking spaces right now where the dumpster is located, okay, that's where we would like to keep that there and add 4 more to reduce what's there in the front, and have access right to the sidewalk that's right there on the side. It makes it a lot easier for wheelchair, everything, accessibility to drive in. Remember, there's only a certain amount that I have to have an ADA. Unfortunately, we do have a lot of more ADA here, so we have more ADA parking spaces than we really need per spot. So I'm just, again, trying to make it so it's safe and that we don't have an incident. Listen, we've been very, very fortunate that nothing's ever happened, but if it did, we would have a serious lawsuit, okay.
And I do want to say that the bumpers are coming back. By taking them out, it's just become a free-for-all in that parking lot. People go every which way, cutting across lanes, squeezing in between cars to make that turn. I mean, so yes, that's another thing that we're going to do to bring back control of the parking lots, because we just can't do anything. And then with the buses loading out front, the plan is to put a security station outside under the overhang, and there will be a security guard with a whistle who's going to also help try to control people and how they come through the parking lot, that they follow the walkways for pedestrian traffic. So we have big plans, big plans.
And that's with your security the same way it is. We're not going to add. We're just going to try to reposition the security guards.
Correct.
I can't believe we've gotten away with it all these years.
My friends laugh at me, I'm the only one who goes all the way down and comes back around. And they're
No,
like,
I do.
nobody's here. I said, I'm here. I don't do it.
Also the fumes, the diesel fumes when the buses are idling all day long, all the time. Every time you walk up that sidewalk, I actually cover my nose. It's so, people are standing on the sidewalk and they're breathing in all those fumes.
Yeah,
all
we have
the
some
time.
drawings we really want to sit with the board and just show you some of the things, okay, before we move any forward and give suggestions that you might have, okay? But again, we have so many drawings that I got confused. So I was telling her, we'll just stick with what we want to do, the north side, and then some of the reposition the buses. That was something that we were looking at also, that it's feasible by the engineers, what they showed us here, and it's something that most of the other Century villages do, So they're not on the cover, they're usually in the front of the clubhouse, and they stack them and they walk across, and like Eva was saying, most of them stick a security guard. Every Century Village has a security guard outside where it directs the traffic of the people walking. And they get used to getting yelled at, okay, and they get to go to the right spot after being yelled at enough times that security's doing their job properly.
And I would want to say that we do have, we have a challenge that the rest of the communities don't have. They have a large parking lot, multiple entrances and exits, you know, straight in, straight out with all the lanes shooting down. We are an island, one way on, one way off. Our parking spaces are angled, the other ones are not in the other villages. So we do have a specific set of problems that we're going to do our best to address and make it make sense in a way that it hasn't before.
Thank you.
That's all included in this budget.
Very good, that's
No,
good.
this is just the north side of the parking lot, that's all.
But yes, it is included.
Yeah, just the north side.
Thank you, that's
So
good.
some of the other stuff that she was talking is not with the
Right.
front of the buses and all that, but just the north side with the overlay and the ADA, that's in this budget here. Now, the discussion will be, so that we move for next phase, would be what we discussed now.
All right, so we're on 2. Item 2.
Number 2 is, Dan, the Hastings Gym expansion, which includes an estimated 20% contingency.
Yes, and that's, again, something that we've been looking into, okay, to expand the gym, and that's basically where the offices are right now, and when you walk in, where the security guard is right now, that's what Eva was talking about, repositioning the desk, and of course, where you first walk in, there's an indentation, so everything's gonna bump out a good 20-something feet, you know, all the way down, until you get sort of to where there's used to be a massage little room there. That's gonna stay. That's more of gonna be a storage closet for security. But
Gym.
for the gym,
For the gym.
yes.
Guys, unlike item 1 and item 4, item 2 does appear to be discretionary.
Yes.
Something we want, not something we must do. In the interest of respecting our unit owners' other financial burdens, would management consider postponing this project for a year?
Yes, it's been,
How does the rest of the
Been postponed for years already.
I would respectfully beg to differ. I'd rather see something else go than this one. We had a trip and fall, our big payout on that one. We're trying to spread out the equipment and decrease trip hazards. So I would prefer to negotiate something else other than the gym.
do you have something in mind, Eva?
I would take out, and Dan may smack me when he gets me in private, but
You're like punches pilots.
just think, well, I depends on what we're gonna take out, because some of these stuff, with the gym, I know, just explain too, because this is like a two-part. There's also gym equipment that needs to be replaced.
Understood.
So the gym needs to be redone. If we're gonna replace the gym equipment, okay, you want to stage that properly, okay? And again, those are also another big cost if you're gonna replace gym equipment, okay? So, just, I want you to know there's 2 stages to that gym. Reasons for the expansions, because we had the equipment is kind of tight inside there. It would give you the ability, we've been always talking to expand it into or change sides from the aerobic side to the gym. Move the gym to the aerobic side, but that was gonna be a major cost more than this year, okay, to do that with air conditioning and walls and everything that we had to do. So the least expensive way was actually to expand those offices and do this, and then Eva was looking to get new equipment, so I said I would have to do the expansion, and then the next following year, if you want to put into the budget for equipment, you know, okay? So, but I don't know what she's saying that what she wants to take out of here, so, which one?
Sorry to put you on the spot.
it's $100,000, but it is the main guest pool deck 4-foot paver perimeter.
I'm fine.
We could leave that alone. That's $100,000, and we don't have a price yet. We're still waiting, so we're not sure.
Where is that at?
That's on the prior exhibit.
Pools, repairs, and maintenance.
Yeah, I mean, that one's we've been waiting for a period.
We
of time.
have.
That's the last one anyhow that has to be done, I'm fine with that.
Does the committee, does anyone have any comments or questions about
I think that's a good idea. Okay, save some.
I agree.
the deal we're making here?
Well,
Well,
the gym expansion, it's been waiting for that a couple of years,
we really have been waiting a long time, but we have an issue where the machines are starting to become obsolete and we will not be able to get parts. So Dan is right, but why load it up with the new equipment before we do the expansion?
Because I need to
So-
know where receptacles, all that stuff is, but I'm gonna do that
We've also
expansion.
talked about replacing the machines for a long time, haven't we not?
Well, we did that. When I first got here, we did the cardio side, and then we did the strength side recently during COVID. But the cardio side now is almost 15 years old, and, you know, for the way that equipment is used, but the equipment's becoming obsolete. They're not making parts anymore. They want you to buy the new equipment.
Yeah, you said that in the past, I believe.
Yeah.
So where is the 100K, where is that here?
It's under pools, pool repair and maintenance,
And that's in,
and that's Exhibit C. And then if you look down at line 2, where it says main clubhouse guest pool deck, 4-foot perimeter, it's 97,756.
so what an appropriate motion would be to keep Exhibit E, item 2, and can Exhibit C, item 2.
Yes.
Wrap your mind around that.
Okay, so the motion, even though we haven't made it yet,
Of
would
course.
be
Of course.
that we would go back to Exhibit C and withdraw that one, the main pool clubhouse pool deck, and take that out
Yes.
without affecting the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Somebody want to make that motion?
I make that motion.
You're gonna make the motion, Laura, okay.
I'm not repeating it, but
And
I.
then
So in other words, so moved.
And Maureen, did you also, okay,
I have something to ask.
okay.
Well, why don't we get a second and then you better.
We have Laura and
This has to
Maureen.
do with this, okay.
No, Maureen wasn't.
Oh, Maureen, you
seconded.
didn't
Well,
know.
She has,
yeah,
I'll second it.
no,
Okay, so Joyce will second it. Okay. And the motion is the main clubhouse, guest pool,
4-foot.
Exhibit C, item 2.
Exhibit C,
Item 2.
Exhibit C, item 2, item 2, remove, okay. Remove from budget.
Oh, then, no need to make a motion on
On the other, because
Yeah,
it's
that's-
got removed
that's a
from
little
budget.
simpler.
Can I say something before we?
Yeah.
Okay, then
I'm just wondering, didn't, on line item number 10, it says main ladies locker room, remodel engineering, didn't we just do the ladies locker room over recently?
It's,
No, it's main clubhouse. Again, those are old, over 20 years old. We had done the men's, when we then found out we had a
Yeah,
sinkhole under the men's floor because we had this leak in the cast iron piping, which they knew about, I don't know how many years ago, but left it. Just closed the floor back up. But anyway,
so this needs to be redone, that's part of
Well,
it.
this is just the
Number
drawing
10.
for it.
it's just the engineering for it.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
But it does need to be done.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, ready to
all right,
move
John,
on?
you ready?
Go ahead.
Okay, so the motion is the Exhibit C, item 2, removed from budget for $97,756, okay? All right, Michael,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
Ruth,
Yes.
Maureen,
Yes,
Laura,
Yes.
Tony, yes, David,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Bruce is gone, Stuart,
Yes.
Mary Jane's gone, okay, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Next line item is 3, general maintenance for all recreation property. So this is just based on historical, this is for anything whatsoever that comes up 120,000. Line 4 is, again, the FPL vault engineering for adding capacity, electrical capacity for the clubhouse. This is only an estimate because the engineers are continuing to wait for feedback from FPL. And until he receives that feedback, there's no way he can move forward, right, Dan?
Yes. It's, I just finished talking to some of the engineers, so they're still trying to decide if that particular transformer is big enough to handle, which our engineer is basically saying that it's undersized. And that's why it's tripping our main when we do put the rest of the heaters, that we are shutting off certain things so it never happens again where it tripped that main feed. But hopefully we'll get something here. You know, I just can't tell you a time period because FP&L is FP&L. But hopefully that they will, and this is just now the approximate cost of the transformer that they might have to upgrade. That's going to be a cost to us. It's not something that they just do and do it for nothing, you know. So we put this number in there just because.
Play saver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what we could do, since this is really a place saver and up in the air, if you wanted to, we could just remove it from the budget and say, if and when it happens, we could use it, the money in the contingency reserve to cover whatever the cost is.
How do we all feel about that?
Good idea.
Good idea.
Yeah.
How does Mr. Boletz feel about that?
Whatever.
He hasn't said no more.
Okay. Everybody agree with that?
Yep.
Okay. Line item 5 is to replace the 4 awnings at Picnic Island with 3 larger awnings, 20 by 20 awnings, $30,000.
So I just took a couple of pictures, but if anybody were to go out there, I don't even know how old these are. I inherited them when I got here, and the prior administrator was here for 7 years. These could be 22 years old, and they're out in the sun all day. So we've got holes, we've got rust. So I do have just a couple of pictures.
But if you go out there, I think they're a mess and need replacing.
Also, the ones that are there are just very small. By going 20 by 20, I could cluster the hexagonal tables underneath and give them more shade and protection from the elements. And these are so narrow that the only time you get shade is when the sun is directly overhead. Otherwise, you get the sun from this side, you get the sun from this side. So we want to improve on this concept because we do have quite a few clubs and groups that head out there to have their picnics and events in the season.
Me as a human being, the procrastination, I'm not really keen on procrastinating. This should have been done a year ago, it should have been done a year ago. It's just how I feel personally in my personal life. I don't put things off. My hot water heater's gonna go and it's 10 years old. Well, you know what, it's time to get rid of it. So, you know, yeah, let's just get this done for these people.
We do,
Yeah,
absolutely.
just immediately, let's stop the procrastinating with some of these items and get it done.
You know what, if at any time anybody would ever want to take a walk with me and had questions specifically, I'd be happy to go with anybody, anywhere, to show you what it is that we're dealing with and talking about, why we're asking for the
I would
money.
definitely be interested in
Okay.
going to talk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
definitely.
can do that.
It's also a balancing act, John, when you're working with dollars, it looks like it's gonna cost this, but then it costs that, so you have to,
Yeah, but when it
Far
comes
from
to,
Peter
when it
to
comes to
Paul,
certain
it
things,
just-
I just feel, you know, if we're looking at the canopy and say, well, we got holes and it's rusted, it just should be changed automatically.
Well,
right,
and then,
no, I know, but then the elevator goes, and what do? The holes in the canopy look less important when you get people stuck in an elevator.
I'm just saying procrastination in general about getting things done that maybe could have been done last year, the elevator maybe could have been done last year, or the benches for the bathroom could have been done. So we need to look at things and say, hey, you know, let's bring this to the attention of the committee and stuff, let's get this done.
I would say that in large part it depends on the committee.
Yeah.
You know, we've had some committees, and this goes back a ways, but when you have an accountant who counts every penny and is not going to,
No, I
you know,
understand.
so under David, we were
I just
able to
don't
do
like
a
it.
lot.
I don't like-
I know.
I have to say
Just
that,
how I do it.
John, I just wanted you to know, I've been doing this for a while, but over the last few years, you guys have done a lot.
A tremendous
It's
amount.
a multi-million-dollar complex, so
Yeah.
when you're looking at 30,000 here, but the bigger tickets that we've done, you know, that we've taken care of now, and now we're doing the pool houses, which you got 5 satellites, which is another big ticket. After that's
Yeah.
done, it's gonna affect a lot of this, because I see like even, you know, general maintenance, 120. When you start doing those kind of repairs, this number comes down. You'll see that balance when we start doing these repairs on these satellites, that all the repairs that we normally do, because it's worn out or very old. Some of these things haven't been done since 60 years, so what you're saying is that, I know we started off at a little shaky road, there were certain things, right, we didn't do, and then they decided to do, over the last few years, I see a lot of improvements, you know? So it's getting better, John, but I agree, I'm in that same page with you.
Yeah, no,
But we gotta deal with, the one, the board has.
I'm not just saying WPRF, but I mean, same thing with UCO. UCO is getting so many major projects done, which is great. We're getting major projects on this side, these little things that pop up, you know, it's just, to me, I don't know,
Yeah,
it's under
we've-
my skin.
Yeah, it does, and I agree, because we want to get it done, and then, but a lot of times we've had to rob Peter to pay Paul, so
No, I
to speak.
understand as well.
You know,
Okay.
we were gonna do this, but then this popped up and this was more important, so. But we've done so much over the time that I've been here, and I really do say thank you, and the residents do. Right, because when I first got here, they were saying they were embarrassed to bring friends and family, and I don't hear that anymore, so we've made tremendous strides. Thanks to all of you.
Oh, we got a lot to go.
But I want to thank you
Monica.
for all the work you've put into all of this, all of you
It's
up
my
there.
pleasure.
because
It's a team effort. It takes all of us,
This is
really.
amazing.
It's a lot.
He's been here forever, they should own the place by now.
Okay.
Too bad he doesn't give
Monica works 7 days a week, though. Anytime I want to talk to her, I can know where she's at in the office.
Same is said for Dan, look, any of us are available 24/7.
No, I know, but I'm
Yeah, any of us
appreciating all, it's a
Those
love
two
test for all
specific
four
the
of you.
queen of numbers.
Okay,
Yeah, enough with the love test.
Okay, so, look, do we want to just finish with this exhibit and then call it a day?
Yes.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, so we're on line 6, sand and refinish the party room dance floor, $16,000.
Yay.
I think that's really been needed. That floor is from 2005 or 4, when the clubhouse reopened after being shut down for a couple of years following the hurricanes in September.
We really need to, yeah.
So that's really neat.
Very expensive floor.
Yeah, it's a parquet, real parquet
Yeah.
floor, right. Line 7, shuffleboard courts, this is to install, and I need a spell check on that. Install pavers in the grassy strip between the shuffleboard courts and the road to prevent tripping hazards during play and competitions, $9,500. Line 8, replace the ceiling tiles in the aerobics room in Hastings, $9,500. Line 9, engineering plans for adding the street lighting between the tennis courts at Somerset. Anybody need to explain that?
I want to
$8,500.
just explain this, because I made it clear to Eva, we can only engineer the property that is ours. So in between the tennis courts 5 and 6 and the main courts is the only place that I could actually put engineering and lighting for. So this is just for that area. I can't do the association sides.
And
It's not my property to be doing it.
is that so nighttime tennis can happen, or just so nobody
No,
falls
this is
down
for the
there?
street lights. I'll let her explain why it came up.
Okay.
Well, so I was approached, but you know, I went out there at night and I turned off the car lights, and that section of road, which is our responsibility, is completely dark. It's black.
No.
So anybody walking there, I mean, I wouldn't choose to walk there, but you can't control people and what they do. So I had approached Yuko real quick to say that I'd been approached about this, And should I pursue looking into this and getting pricing, because would they approve it? And because it's life safety, they said that they would, so we did move forward with getting pricing. But it's just going to be 2 to 3, possibly, lights. And if that particular area wants more, they're gonna have to do something themselves, and that was something that I had shared with them. They all have streetlights, you know, so put up taller lighting. You hang out there and you wanna walk around and you wanna have lighting, then we need to do this together. We'll do this, but you're gonna need to do this. So that's where we've left it, and this is what we came up with.
That price is only for the engineering, that's not for installing the lights.
Not yet, right.
Okay, moving on, line 10, main clubhouse ladies locker room remodel engineering, $7,000. Line 11, main clubhouse annual roof inspection, both the flat and the shingle roof, $7,000. Line 12, automatic door inspections at the clubhouse in Hastings. We have 26 automatic doors between the two buildings. These are life safety considerations for a single inspection, $6,500. Line 13, the Hastings annual roof inspection, $6,482. Line 14, purchase 4 hexagonal picnic tables for Picnic Island, $6,000. And the final thing, replace 2 TVs at Hastings with